Hi and welcome to Odyssey of Ascension. It's Roxanne. It is Wednesday Q&A day. I believe it's our number 10th Q&A. How exciting. Thank you for all the questions. I'll get to about half of them today and we'll finish out the rest on Friday. And awesome. Here we go. Greetings once again to the collective. This is Ocyphius. We bid you all a good day. Q&A once again. How exciting. Let us journey that arena. Take us where you will.
Okay. This first question is from Leo A, and he basically is answering all of his own questions. So
Yes.
I'm not sure. I'll just ask the questions then, and yeah. If infinity exists,
Yes.
then it's endless, so how can all be already existing?
Because it's all now. All existence is now. You haven't seen it. So journey and see all the nows you can, and all the nows are forever. And, let's say, from your mind of understanding, ending, then you do not see the forever. Because you live in a beginning and an ending world. Good enough. Next. Or is there more?
Yes. I'm looking for the question part.
Making a long statement.
Really. In the all that is or God mode, when you are all that is through meditation, plants, or whatever means you use to achieve
You will never not
that.
be all that is. The illusion to release through your plants meditation takes you to a portion of all that is. All that is forever. You'll never be all that is, although you are all that is. What's the question now?
In order to be able to actually create something, I mean some basic code instructions, comparing it to a virtual simulation, how can nothing be able to create dreams from nothing and auto-interpret them?
We don't understand why you base creation out of nothing. It's existing. You take creation and you vibrate it into your own creation. You are creating right now. You are creating the third density. You're not in it. You are it. Everything you see around you is your creation. You are the one that takes the conscious units of all that is and forms them into an idea of light, frequencing them to an existing plane known as physical, and giving yourself the finite illusion of third density. Three-dimensional, adding in the element of time. And that, of course, is not the vibration of physicality. That is an illusion for you to play with. So we're not creating out of nothing. We are creating out of existence. And existence continues. Here's what you're doing. One take of it, if you will. You're trying to figure out creation from a limited standpoint of your understanding from your lifetime. And you want to know, and without that proof, fuck it. It's bullshit. But you keep driving on to know more. And you get to a fundamental point of, I don't understand. So I'll ask questions. And this will be your deployment until you decide to leave. Or, we would offer this. Stop thinking. Stop trying to figure the game out. Your appetite for that is the illusion. It's a fractal self that says this is important or that is important. And the person next to you looks at you like you have three heads. So, in and of itself, the two entities in separate points of view show you the belief systems are only valued by the subjective universe. So in that idea, know that it is you valuing that idea only for you. So in that, you can stop thinking about that as one take. Forget it. Just enjoy life. I wonder what else is around you without your appetite to know more, more, more. Look what I am. I'm an outrageous God. Look how smart I am. Really? We don't give a shit how smart you are. No one cares. We care how much you love yourself. That's our journey. To find the love within, and it's not done through the logical mind of experience. It is done for the intuition and logical mind of the whole. Understanding creation that seeps into you in the perfect now and offers epiphanies and realizations beyond any idea, terms, or research you can manage upon this earth. All you have to do is let go and trust and be vulnerable to the now, and the now presents its nuggets abound. But you thwart them and graze over them and look bypass them very quickly, because you're seeking knowledge. You want to figure out the game? Let the game show you the game. And you no longer seek the game, because the fluidity and the beauty of the game, with no intention or interference or distortions by you, the fractal individual that you are not. That's the illusion being a personality. When you let that go, you see all that you seek. And you see it without seeking. You see it with playing in the now, loving your life now, breathing the air now, noticing the wind now, smelling the air now, gazing upon the eyes of others now, feeling the vibrations of creation now. Your dependency on your illusional idea of senses and logic is what keeps you limited. Why will all conspiracy theories remain in conspiracy theory land? Because that's their journey and they are God, so therefore they will get that. The solution never presents itself. It's always a version of a solution with another angle to pursue, because the mirror is perfect and will give you that forever. So journey in your logical self and understand yourself logically until you die. Or let go and see what you are, instead of trying to see what you are through the proof of your own doubt of really that you are a God. Next.
Okay, the last part of
Good one. Oh.
Leo's question is, we know that consciousness is able to create the illusion of forget but not die ever. Can this God consciousness create an infinite loop where it forgets every millisecond for eternity? That would be most close to real death that I can imagine, but if I can imagine it, then it's possible, right?
Of course. Play that. Awesome. You'll get bored of it pretty quick, though.
So the next question comes from Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
I've stumbled upon some old Neville Goddard recordings recently.
Ah, Neville. Epic.
Epic. He
Love
talks
Neville.
about how he created his reality by inserting himself into the desired reality in his imagination.
Yes.
This excites me so much and makes me feel as if I can do it too.
Yes.
Can you ask him if there is anything he would like to add or say about his teachings now that he is non-physical?
The thing he would emphasize in putting yourself in the desired reality is to notice your lack in that desired reality. He had a complete disconnection of emotional attachment towards that desired reality of lack. He had no lack when he created that desired reality. He literally had the ability to shut down his emotional content of I need to be there instead of here. So he never viewed his now in a vibrational state of lack. He put himself in that timeline with nothing connected to this now, and he was as he was living it. He spoke the words, breathed the words, was the action, was that moment. He had no conscience connection literally in his own mind through his abilities of practicum that connected him to the space-time now he really was in. And then when he came back, he collapsed it and forgot about it and let it unfold in the idea. That's how he found out how to create his reality through his own self of desire in those terms. So you could do it. But if you're feeling yourself doing it, lacking yourself to do it, wanting yourself to do it, achieving yourself to do it, egoing yourself to do it, outcoming yourself to do it, then you're vibrating an idea of self of I'm not enough now, and the mirror will give you the perception of lack or I'm not enough now, and the accomplishments will be thwarted. You're right. Good question.
This is from Anya from Holland. And she asks for news about Fukushima and the pollution of the oceans, and are the animals not cooking?
Okay. Anya, in your world, Fukushima is whatever you want it to be. The animals are doing whatever they want it to be. There's no one Earth. I'll never be on your Earth unless me and you co-create that idea. So now I'm on your Earth. So now we're co-creating. Now let me tell you about my Earth. What's going on with Fukushima? Nothing. What's going on with the waters? Nothing. Let's say what's going on with the animals? They're being animals. Nothing in the negative way. They're just being. That's my Earth. You're on that Earth now. Now you get to choose to go back to the Earth you want to. You can call bullshit. You can call I've seen it. I validate it. That's what's going on. That's what history said. That's my world. Then that's your world. Anya, choose your world. No issues on any world unless you bring the issues to your world. Another world is another world. Let them be that world. If it doesn't jive with you, let that world alone. Don't bring it into yours. You're not at Fukushima. You have no animals right now cooking, do you? Unless you're cooking something in the oven yourself. No. So why bring that into your world? Because you're worried. You're trying to fix. You're hoping that the world is okay outside of you. Your world creates other worlds to join your worlds that are bliss, love, unconditional, that have no issues because we don't validate issues, because we are attention to our own love and not attention to the details of atrocities that you find around you. So therefore you create that world of love and others join your world. And then all of a sudden there's a 4D Earth and no more 3D Earth. Journey well. Go ahead.
Next is a statement from Jen B. You are welcome. I, as a God, say you are welcome for bending the light, remembering who the fuck I am, and clearing the path for unknown, amazing shit to come. You are most welcome.
Okay. Great statement. Thank you, Jen.
The next question is from Maria.
Hello, Maria.
Why do I have recurring stomach problems with no apparent cause?
Well, apparent cause is only what you define as apparent cause. See, you go through a categories of a stomach problem can happen through this, this, and this. And since you haven't found the solution, you're wondering why there's no apparent cause, and that tells your stomach to have no apparent cause of causation for your stomach, and it's reoccurring, so therefore you tell the mirror to be reoccurring, and therefore it's reoccurring. Don't look for a cause. Start to understand the stomach problems in the now. Start to let the mind speak to you. The intuition self to understand what's going on with your stomach ailments. And maybe you'll see that it's nothing that you eat. Maybe it's more at a vibratory state. And those ideas are birthing itself through angst and worry and sorrow and guilt. And the guilt is causing the stomach to turn. Journey there and not look for a 3D thing. That's why there's a no apparent cause, because nothing is fitting the reality of what you think it's supposed to be. And then you recycle it because you say it's reoccurring, and therefore it is. Go into yourself. Find this idea in here. What is causing it? And leave the question alone now. Don't seek an answer. Be indifference, allowability. If you need to meditate and relax into it and allow all the solutions to chatter around in your mind and let it speak to you for an hour. Don't, that's not it. That can't be it. You got to be indifferent. You got to separate yourself from the barkings of your busybody mind and just listen and be and observe. Indifference. Relax. Allow. And the solution presents itself. Is most certainly not caused by a physical idea. Go ahead.
This is from Anonymous.
Hello, Anonymous.
I'm interested in pursuing the idea given to me before regarding a sister in the Alpha Centauri region. And any insight regarding the birthmark I had that disappeared recently. Thank you.
So the birthmark that disappeared recently, it was there in another timeline, but it's not there now. So what does that mean? I'll let you play with that one. You have the answer. And what's the other? Pursue the ideas of the Alpha Centaurian?
A sister in the Alpha Centauri region.
Okay. Well, it's what kind of sister is it? Let's talk about that. I don't have parents. Neither do you. You have spiritual families. So let's redefine sister as an acquaintance or a friend or within a spiritual family group. But define it as a sister, and that structure in and of itself will distort the frequencies that you two are sharing with each other, because the consideration of what the value of relationship you have with her. So in that idea, first step is don't see her as a sister, see her as a self. Okay? And you don't need to say myself out of this fractal self or my whole oversoul self, higher self. Don't look at it that. Just look at it as another part of creation looking back at you. And then you don't have any division of definitions between you. And those vibrations won't be as distorted in the connection that you already have. But you're not trusting the words as much as you should be of the talkings that you've had. Continue in that idea, and then a solution presents itself. And don't worry about the birthmark. The birthmark is a memory. It's not now. You want it back now, and you'll have it. Now what? Birthmark, no birthmark. Birthmark, no birthmark. Now what? Okay? Let solutions present themselves, appetites. Let them present themselves. Don't seek. Be. Knowledge is given in the moment. How much knowledge is here right now? Look around. Stop. Stop thinking. Look around. Stop. Shh. Look around. You don't see knowledge, do you? You're looking for things to be knowledgeable. But they're not defined in a coffee maker or a table. They're not defined by a computer or a mouse. That's not knowledge, that's known. But there's different vibrations presented all the time that you cannot see because you're seeking knowledge in a defined way. You limit your own seeking by the knowledge you think is important. And therefore there's representations of other available knowledge in the now comes to you. They're presented to you, but you can't see them because you're focusing on what is knowledge, and that other stuff isn't knowledge. So you reference yourself in relativity and non-relative. Stop. Shh. Just be. Trust it. And then all solutions present themselves. Go ahead.
The next question is from Dana.
Hello, Dana.
And is addressed to Sylvester. I don't know how to change my vibration in the mirror. I totally understand the concept of the reflection in the mirror, but when you don't truly love yourself, how do I change that vibration?
If you don't truly love yourself, then your vibration is always going to be, I don't truly love myself. You just gave yourself the solution. So you want to know how, because you don't want to deal with how to change loving yourself. You just want the magic pill and automatically love yourself. So you're trying to change the mirror before you change you. You can't. So how do you change your vibration? Love yourself. How do you love yourself? Choose yourself over the illusion. Period. Every single time you have an idea that you know in your heart you do or do not want to do over the illusion, that's the choice, and that's where you'll start. God, that felt good. I actually said no. I actually don't want to go to work. I actually don't want to do this. Fucking, I want to do that. I'm allowed to do that. No matter what the illusion says, no matter what dispenseful ideas of cause and effect are breathing down your throats of future nows, you choose yourself. And that's a vibration that changes the mirror. You've always been choosing the same and you're wondering why it's not changing. Because you're God. It's changing all the time, but you keep reconstructing it in the way to change it as it is in the past. You change it every now. It's a brand new now, so of course you change your vibration, but you're perceiving it as the same. Therefore, it's perceived as the same. Change yourself by choosing yourself. Choose yourself. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't care what it is. I don't care how many excuses you have. Every single person in this idea, creation, is a God. And I don't care how monumental or dismal or shitty or guilty reality you've conjured up in your mind of limitations and fighting for them in defense of self-pity. I don't care. You can do what the fuck you want. I don't care. There are no consequences. There's only you choosing the God that you are in the moment. Don't choose arrogance. Don't go out and say, I'm God, and try to fly off a building. You can. But choose yourself in the action, in the moment of the now that says, this is what I want. And you're so afraid of people and their judgments and the naysayers because they're so fucking scared of themselves. And God forbid if they find someone in their reality that actually can choose love and they hate you for it. And they'll let you know. They'll let you know that you're not doing it right. Parents abound. Parents going out and telling your children, oh, don't be bad. Don't be bad. You got to stay in these bounds. But as soon as you start to love yourself and go out of bounds in something called spirituality, oh my God, you're fucking nuts. Don't you love yourself, parents? And that's why we're bringing up this with you, baby. Now you kind of get it, don't you? That self-loathing and self-hatred. Because you were taught that. So see that your parents now are not those arrogant assholes that they are. What they were protectors of life, that they thought through the best version of themselves to give you that, to tell you this and that. They didn't know any better. They lost their love on birth too. They lost their own idea, worthiness to live through the generation before and before and before and before. So what do? How do you change it? You forgive them if you need that. You forgive yourself if you need that. And you start choosing yourself over the battling idea of making it better out of something else other than you, because it's all you. The whole show is you. The whole universe you perceive, vibrate subjectively, is you. It is your version of creation all the time. All the time. And it's so beautiful that you are God, and you don't really realize how godly you are. Look around. You're God because you create the reality that you are. The reality is what it is now because you are God. You have free will to create whatever you want. The lowliest, most sorrowful, pitiful place to the highest, most blissful heaven you can imagine. You can go anywhere you want, anytime you want. In this limitations, you don't know how to do it. You seek to escape from the self. But the journey is to love yourself and find your worthiness within and bring that kingdom of heaven without. And what will happen is when you forgive and let go and stop trying to fix and gain their appreciation for life, stop giving up your gracious ideas to them for giving you life. Stop beating yourself in the ass for failing them that they told you. They reinforced with you. And you will find your freedom. You'll find it. And it's right there. Right here and now. Your parents just chose. They're forgotten gods. Look at them as lost children in the playground, bumping around on each other, trying to figure out how to be something and never being. Always trying to pursue higher appetites of self. More so in the past than now, but you understand. And then you'll start to figure out how to love yourself without trying to figure out how to love yourself. You'll just say, fuck it, I'm going to do what I need to do. I give up. And then you go, I give in. And then you'll just let it happen. And then you will see with no defenses, only unconditional love flows from within to the screen of life, reflected back to thee. And your whole world changes. Effort. Booyah. Great question, Tori. Go ahead, sweetie.
The next question is from Ubet.
Hello, Ubet.
The question was already asked if ghosts exist, so my question is about the different instruments used to interact or detect spirits or energies. I downloaded an app for smartphone just out of curiosity and made some research on it, but all I found was all over the place. It is a subject that interests me in this now, so it would be fun to hear what can be said about it. Thank you for sharing with us.
Sure, you bet. Okay, here's the idea. If an instrument is created, it's created by an entity who says this signature vibration, called this physical idea instrument, will do this. And the idea practitioners of using that tool and their believability in it gives them the experience of it. So one person makes it work and the other person doesn't, according to each individual, unique universe. It'll never be a blanket idea, guys. You can't have it, oh, this works. It never works, or it does work, according to the person that takes it and uses it in your world. Your downloaded app, why did you even research it? Because you wanted to make sure it was going to be real, it was actually going to work, and you end up all over the place. All you had to do was like, cool, look at the app, awesome, it's going to work. Of course it is, because it's my world. And you start using the app and you get to talk with ghosts. Stop thinking, you bet. That's all you got to do. You push reality farther and farther to the edges all the time, and you bring in the idea of space invaders called thinking. And you keep your space between you and your next unknown with these space invaders called thinking. And you just keep putting them in. I'm going to research, but this in, no solution, no solution. And that vibration is now, and vibration, and the solution and the joy of that is keep going, and you keep going through your nows, and it just stays on the edge. Any instrument works, any pill works, anything works that you want it to work. Trust in the now, let it go. Be what it is. If it doesn't work in that now, understand why by not trying to figure it out, understand why, and let it reveal itself. All miracles come, all of them. The only reason why you don't get miracles, and by the way, guys, there's billions of miracles every single day. You just don't see them because you're trying to define a miracle. So, no defining miracles and let the miracles come. They're there all the time. But you can't see them because your mind is focused in limitation of time or expectation or the gathering of both. Go ahead.
This next one is from Lucy L. And it has 2 parts. When you die, where exactly do you go? What can I expect to see? Will I become one with all at that moment?
Yes. We've said it before. The idea, Ocyphius talked about it. There was many ways we said it. There's also a couple of different ways. The idea of physicality, death, and the way physical is set up to experience death. You leave. When you die, the first thing you realize is you're not the body. The minute you realize you're not the body, you're outside of the body, that's when you go. Whatever happens at that moment, okay, I'm dead, holy shit, I'm dead, you're gone. You're not the body, you're gone. Okay, ghosts don't realize they're not the body, so they still stay in there, but that's another idea. So, you're not the body, you go to what you call, some people call it the tunnel, things like that. But what you do is you go to the place exactly what you believe at that very instant moment of realization of death on what's going to happen after death. I can't tell you what you think is going to happen or what's going to happen. You already have in that now knowing what's going to happen. And whatever that is will be that. You want to be in heaven, you're going to be in heaven. If that's what you believe, you'll be in heaven. You want to meet St. Pete at the Pearlies, you'll be there at St. Pete. You want to have Michael take you home, Michael will take you home. You want to meet JC and the boys there, JC and the boys will be there. You want to meet Muhammad, Muhammad will be there. You want to meet Confucius, Confucius will be there. Your God in all co-creation is now, and it's perfect. Whatever you perceive death to be, as soon as you leave, will be that. And after you're shaken lightly awake by all of your guides, your family is there, or whoever you chose to wake you up into your God, becoming what you say, the whole again. But you're not the whole, you're the individual singularity whole of the whole. So you remember that you are God. And then you review your life and pick your next journey. That's it. What was the second part? Was there a second part?
Yes. I had a dream that every time I sleep on the machalas alone, my machalas was creating small diamonds, and I was collecting all of them every morning, and each were about $40 each, and I had bags and bags of diamonds.
Yes.
And so I was wondering, what is the meaning of this?
Means you have bags and bags of diamonds around you. Or you're looking for real diamonds. You're always trying to wonder about your future. Always trying to know if your career is the right path, or this, or what's going to happen down the road. The dream was to show you you have all your abundance about you, all of your diamonds about you right now, but you don't know how to pick them up because you don't look at this as a diamond. But your dream is showing you that they're around you. $40 was you interpreting the vibration of abundance and the idea of fractal mind, oh, it's worth this much. You know, now you just said, yeah, it should be worth more. Of course it's worth more. But see, you're valuing your things around your reality and what's relevant and not, what's diamond-like or not, what's abundance and not. You're so busy trying to go beyond yourself. L, stop. Stop being now. Get out of that funk. You guys don't know how beautiful the world is when you get out of your mind of time, of thinking, of worrying about what's next, and what does this mean and what does that mean? It's choice to have it mean something. And then you're God. Well, you're always God, but then that idea of choice and meaning becomes your reality. Whether it plays out, that's your now focus. And it keeps going. Stop. Go ahead.
Christian asks about whether you could expand on what is the purpose of the light and dark forces influencing.
There is no light or dark forces. The purpose of the light or dark forces right now is for you to say and choose and realize there are light and dark forces. They're all individual worlds. Okay? But now we're going to use your 3D scope of life. Okay? You have polarity to choose what you're not. You know you're not fear, but you didn't know you could not be fear until fear presents itself in such a manner you don't want to choose the fear anymore. And there's other vibrational realities that are about you that are light, so you choose the light, giving you the polarity of light and dark. Those are your worlds. Everything is serviceable to you and to the moment. And now you see the dark forces in your terms and your worlds projected an idea of, I don't want to do this anymore. But see, they were never there. They were how you were taught to bend the light and put it into a category of a dark force, as opposed to a light force. Go ahead. What else was there?
What blockages can cause one to disconnect from early childhood memories? Because I cannot remember most of my childhood.
You don't need to remember most of your childhood. See, there's another appetite to know what else went on. Everything is revealed in the moment, guys. The memory is presented in the moment. The memory is given to the moment, in the moment, by the I.e. whole you says this is the now moment, and everything you remember in that moment to moment is the plausible, beneficial idea of what's in the moment for you to experience. If it's not there, forget it. But you want to know. What do you want to know? You can go and create realities to find out. You can go get past life regressions, or go back into hypnosis and go real deep into those ideas, and those are all permission slips to get to different memories of yourself. But that in and of itself is because you're God, and if you believe it's true and you believe it'll work, then you give yourself the memories. And those memories are probable memories of created in the now. Did they happen? There's the question. Or was it just something you wanted to happen? And if you believe it enough, you get that because you're God. You're God. You get to create whatever your appetite and your desire wants. And that passion that built in, and you get those past life memories of this and that, or past idea, or your child memories, those blockages. Blockages come in the idea of this happened and traumatic ideas. There's one idea. That's a possibility. You have a blockage because it was a traumatic experience. When Roxy was raped at 13 years old, she didn't remember the first night. She only remembered the second day. And it was not until 37 years later that she remembered there was a first night. But if she would have had that first night in other portions of her life in remembrance, that more happened in that idea when she was raped, then her whole life would have been shifted, because there was a power of regret. There was a power of anger and rage. There was tipping points in Roxy's life when she was Roy, and the angry young fella that existed, that she hated herself as, because she couldn't find a person to love the way she needed to be loved, because she would never get that, because he at the time didn't love herself. So blockage was put in, and then the memory came when Roxy was clean. When all was forgiven, there was no forgiveness to be needed. So if you're perceiving a blockage of an event, you have an appetite because you think you remember something, or something has triggered that. And you want to know what gives the blockages and how do we unblock. I don't remember most of my childhood. What spawned that idea? What triggered it? Seek there by just saying, well, the reason why I really want to know that is because of this. And then you get that moment in you and you let it go. And let the solution present itself. Your higher self is not here, guys, to fuck you over. It will never do that. It's only you perceiving what you need out of the fractal, scared son of a bitch self that you built around you through your belief systems of coveting that says different, that the higher self is doing that to you. No, it's not. The higher self is you. The whole loving you. That's what the higher self is. It's going to give you everything you need in the moment. Trust it. Let go. And you'll realize what you've been blocking for a release of that. But let it come in the now that it is an idea of experience of perfection. Not a second before. Not seeked. Times of now to go down that path will cause frustration in ideas. Because the causation you have in your life. You validate that cause and effect and you will get that. Or be God. Let it go. Go ahead.
This is from Brent H.
Brent Harpy.
I spent many hours listening to my favorite teachers, Abraham Bashar, Roxy, and Matt Kahn, and while the message is always the same one of love with different specifics and certain points of interest being expressed, I would love further clarity on a quote I heard. Every moment you are always doing something right because every action has already been orchestrated by the universe. The free will is how you perceive the moment and the quality of your experience.
Bingo. That's the idea behind reality is. Every moment is perfectly put together, and how you perceive it is what you believe it to be. How you bang your head against the moment that is reality is. If you accept everything in the now and don't look at it with judgmental eyes, that's when you get and feel and see the orchestrated, beautiful reality around you. Creation being its self, which is you creating that idea reflection for you, Brett. It's reality is. You leave it alone. You can never change a now. You change how you see the now. You see the now as shitty. Now you can see it as not so shitty. Okay, it really doesn't matter. Does it really bother me? Is it fucking me up? Am I in danger? So why am I upset at reality? Because that's reality is. And then you move into an idea of perfection. You see the beauty of the now that you've never seen before you. But you're always defining and categorizing and looking in these ideas. And you release those and you start to see reality as reality is. And you're starting to see that in the simplicities of the now. Good job, Ed. Great question.
There's a second part to the question. My best friend Sherry has released a benign tumor from her brain, and while she's doing great now and recovered, any words of clarity from her higher mind on how to integrate all these experiences?
Accept them, period. They're past. Their reality is. That's why that quote there that you gave us is so perfect, and the idea of reinforcement that we just offered to you is perfect for her to realize reality is. She doesn't need to integrate everything. She's looking at the trauma as something to experience and go through, and maybe she needs to feel that she did an awesome job and she needs to be proud for the hard work she did to beat cancer. Okay, so be it. And then she's just still where? Now. And that was reality. That's the experience of life. And now when she lets go of what was and be in the now of what is, and be the reality is, and join in the idea of the orchestration of it, instead of banging your head against it and fighting reality, you become symbiotic with it and you start to go in the vortex of the unknown. And she'll flow with no effort and be reality. Good times for her. Offer that. Go ahead.
This is from Marina Kim.
Hello, Marina.
I get the theory all right, but I struggle to marry the focus and letting go, non-doing, and acting on my highest excitement. What tends to happen is one day I get low and can't find any interest in doing anything, so I do the work of letting go and going within, and that brings me up, and then the next day I feel more energized and get interested in doing something, but that doesn't last too long. And when I lose interest in doing, I'm all for non-doing and vibrating. But then doubts come as I get to hear someone talking about acting on your excitement. And I don't know how long the seesaw is going to continue. Why is this happening? Is it indecisiveness or lack of focus? Is it laziness?
No, it's not laziness. Yes, it is indecisiveness.
Or is it my definition of acting which is at fault? If I define
No.
simply being as acting on my highest excitement.
Okay, you're trying to figure out a plethora of stuff. Stop. Okay? Let's do this. Let's not judge what you've been doing because you're bringing that shit up to the now. And therefore you're giving yourself the possibilities of recycling your life exactly how it's been. I'm going up, I'm going down. I go inside, I release, I get happy, I'm not interested, I find something interesting rather, and then I go and do it and it's not that interesting, so I go back down and now I'm lazy again. Okay, stop. Stop looking for something to be exciting, A. Don't judge anything in the moment. This is leading back to the idea of reality is. When you stop and stop trying to make reality better because you've actually started to move in a journey from your idea of your words, laziness, which you're not. You're back here, you get interested in something, you go and start to do it, but it's really not that awesome because you're expecting it to be better because you are trying to get out of the funk you're in, but that now says vibration of funk, and that's why the idea interest falls away. The mirror is so freaking perfect, guys, and it happens right now, every now. Just because you started out on an interesting idea, do you think it's going to stay interesting because you started it as interesting? You have to be in the now about wherever you're at. And you don't say, okay, I'm going to do this and this is going to take me out of that. And when you're journeying in it, your ideas around you and that now are so idea repetition, you lose interest because it's not in your expectation field of what you want to happen. And then you're right back to the reality of nothing's happening. You got to look at that, baby. Got to stop trying. In the moment, stop judging. I don't care what you do. You got to do something. Why? Because there's always something to do. But you say, that's not that, that won't be productive, that won't have an outcome. And you're just always being indecisive. That looks exciting, but no, that's not really going to play out. Well, that might cost money. Or this might do that. Or I might have to go out there. And then I have to deal with it. And then you just fight and fight because your worthiness to get out there and just be a god is so freaking scary to you. To go actually find out that you're actually God. And when something godly happens, oh, you fight for it. You'll fight for it. In the way that it's not real. You'll convince yourself it was good luck or coincidence. Or it wasn't even a big enough miracle. It was a small miracle. But it wasn't this one that needs to be there so I can be saved from the reckless self that I am. Stop. Stop. Don't do anything. I don't know. Pick up a musical instrument. Start to learn how to play. We always say the idea is you can always take a walk, but that sometimes is boring. It is. Because your mind is so busy, you're looking for something else. So stop trying to think of what to do. And feel the moment and just get up and go. All of you have felt you're in one room or you're doing something, and all of a sudden you get up and you move and you're, why did I move into this room? Why am I in the kitchen? Or why did I just do that? Okay, that was the intuition moving. But then there was no reason behind it, so it shuts you down and look around and you can't see anything interesting, so you stop. But the self is always wanting to be an explorer. That's the natural will of the self. We are explorers. But you got to explain everything before you explore. And if it doesn't fit in a categorization of comfort, outcome, meaning, definability, purpose, something that's going to be epic, you fucking shut it down. You just close it off. Stop. Stop trying so fucking hard, guys. Just be fun gods. There's always something fun to do. Always, always, always. And don't talk about money and you can't do this because of money. If you have $1 on you, you go and spend it. If that's all your money, then you spend it. If your self says, I want to spend this, do it. Because you're God and there's no way to show you that you're godly unless you take godly actions. You have to trust the unknown and follow that dream of the now. I want to do this, then go. See where it goes. Take it on its journey. But don't let that egoic mind come in and start to fix it and shovel it into a nice category. Because if you fuck up, you'll fail. That's not your thoughts. That's the fractal. That's barking. Saying, be careful. That's the self of preservation that says you're limited because everything you've been focusing on, energizing, being is limited. And you're moving away from a limited self that is so scary, unfamiliar. To move away from the self of the known and to trust no action of preventing or safety or security and ideas of fail-safe and safety nets and wondering if you're going to take everyone out of your life that you no longer prefer and just alienate them. And you'll be a reckless and no one will love you. And that's awesome. Because then you're left with yourself. Then you get to start to fall in love with you. Oh, then the game changes. Choose yourself. Whatever you want to do, go and do. Don't look at it. Don't judge it on the way. Take the journey. See the outcome by being the now, and the outcome presents itself. The miracles come. They're there all the time. Find them in the now through your own desire and love for the self. Nothing else. Go ahead.
The next one is from Dewey. The way I understand it is that all these interdimensional and extraterrestrial beings are on a different frequency than our day-to-day life of humans.
Yes.
I'm wondering if the frequency ranges of these beings can be expressed in any scientific parameters. For example, from which to which hertz can one tap into the fairy kingdom? On what frequency bandwidth can the Essassani be found? Etc.
Well, let's put it this way. We don't travel down that road to give you those answers because the instruments you have, or would, let's say, yeah, the instruments you have cannot do that frequency in your body. They can't shift your body frequency to that frequency. Those frequencies actually are already known and they are detectable within your scoping ideas of your instruments today. But how you get to go there is a perception used as an instrument to get to that frequency, but you, the conscience, needs to go there. So the permission slip of the body to be vibrated into that frequency for experience. This is your idea behind it. This is your birthing to shift to those different ideas. To get to the Essassani, of course they are here and now. They are not over there. You can get to that frequency, but they're in a non-physical frequency, so that gap for you is even larger. Because you would take the conscious self to get there, and so then only the conscience can vibrate in that frequency to experience the Essassani, and you would most likely, as most visitations there do, take on the body, the idea 4D body of an Essassani to experience the Essassani. You would not be in human form. So there's another little wrinkle to add into it. So we would say, don't worry about the frequencies. What you want to do, though, is understand your frequency and how you can change it. And that's done through journeying in the inside of imagination, the roadmap to creation. So you go inside and you already know about the fairies. You already know about the Essassani. So they're accessible to you. But you're looking for an outside instrument to get the inside to go to there. To get the inside, literally, to go to the inside. Because all the inside is what's reflected on the outside. Okay. So in that idea, you want to go to the fairy lands. Then go to the fairy lands. Here. And then there's no instruments needed. There's no hertz to be known. That relative reality is a reality of existence. The Essassanis exist, the Arcturians exist, the Zetas exist, they all exist. How do you get there? Here. Again, you got to relate to the reality. Okay? Seth said it. Seth introduced it way back when. Relationship to reality. You are naturally relating to the third density reality. That's why it's so frickin' real. You have it in you. You gave yourself that signature of relatability upon birth. Done. There is no not experiencing third density in this frequency level for you. You want to go to the fairies, they're at third density frequency plus, in whatever range they're at in that idea now. So, you go into that and you introduce yourself and go, hello fairies. And the fairies go, hi. And you spend nows there. And you allow the experiences there to be real. And those experiences are validated by the self, the God, that creates realities. So the God says, this is real. And the fractal says, no, it's not. And the God says, yes, it is. And the fractal says, okay, I'll pretend. And the God says, it is real. That's right. You feel that. Yes, I know, but it's still not real enough. Don't worry. Stay here. And you're battling with yourself and you're having conversations with yourself. And you spend nows in fairyland. And they become more vibrant. They become more real. And your senses of unknown sensibility on how to create and feel and express reality beyond the five senses you rely on now becomes status quo. And when you shift in that world, you spend time there and you are there. And that becomes a reality. You actually think this is a reality that's physical. This is a vibrational holodeck that you create in a dream. That's how real it is. Why can't the fairies be any more real? Because you're looking for ways to get there through mechanicals, through ideas of shortcuts, through ideas of vibrations. You have teleporters for that. You have portals for that. Portals. Those are already in play. You don't have them accessible, so you want to know the frequency. Now you have to actually build the instrument to get the frequency to take the vibrational body into that state. Really? That's a whole lot of fucking effort. But appetite you will, journey well. We don't care. Or go inside and be there. And then all of a sudden, the only shifting you have to do is, I'm in fairyland, now I'm on earth. Fairyland, earth. Fairyland, earth. Fairyland, earth. And it's as real as this. It's as real as this. In the nows of relatability. Relate in frequency to those unknown frequencies of reality, and they become your familiar idea. You become understanding, useful to yourself of experience in that idea, and you become the idea of that world. And then it's a matter of choice. Rock and roll.
Okay, the next part of the question is, could you tell us more about the mantis beings and their role in the hybridization program?
The mantis?
Yes.
The mantis beings. Well, some are, let's say, facilitators. Some, as in researchers during the first part of the hybridization program with the ideas of the Zetas, because they wanted to be hybrids, and they created a hybrid species as well, but that would be many hundreds of years later after the program is well on, let's say, its way. And actually that's not that long here on Earth, but up there it would be a longer time span of what it is here on Earth. But of course there's no time in the realm they're playing in that idea. So the Zephyr civilization, which is a cross between the mantis and the humans, created that hybrid species, and that's it. So their role was to be facilitators. Their mastery of, let's say, technological ideas of DNA, technological ideas of medical ideas with the Arcturians being, let's say, put together to joint venture experiences of new ways to hybrid, to take incubators and have the idea of no womb idea, a whole bunch of fun stuff. Mantis, great species. Get to know them. Go ahead.
The last part of the question, what do unicorns represent if you meet one in your dream?
Let's say, what does a unicorn represent? What does Pleiadian represent? What does an Arcturian represent? What does a Kume represent? What does a Zephyr represent? Whatever it means to you in the moment. A unicorn is not an idea of a symbol. A unicorn is a species. They're a species. Hi, I'm a unicorn. Keep it in its simplicity. You're looking for a greater meaning of ideas of romance or something meaningful to possess and explore. It's a unicorn. Hey, unicorn, what's up? I'm a friend of yours. Come on over. Gaia's Groves. Gaia's Groves. The unicorn played there. Right, Tommy?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Go ahead.
This is from Andromeda.
Andromeda.
I am part of the breatharian idea. I figured out how to do it in 2011.
Awesome.
After that experience, I judged food and I became a raw vegan for like 5 years. Now
Great.
I'm free of that confinement thanks to your transmissions.
Bingo.
The thing is that I've been experiencing bad breath.
Yes. Still the bad breath idea.
Yes. And that I should eat only what intrigues me in order to shift this. My question is, how am I creating bad breath and digestive issues that I experience, and is this related to the fact that I can live without having any physical food and I'm not validating it?
Say that again? You have bad breath because you're choosing to have breath. Let's just stop there and answer that part of the question. Because an experience of how long ago did someone tell you you have bad breath and you became so deniably and intrigued, worry about the bad breath. I don't have bad breath. Do I have bad breath? Huh? And you've been fighting it, and that's why it's still there. You don't have bad breath. You don't. You say you have bad breath. Therefore, your reality becomes the idea of a signature for others in your reality to perceive you having bad breath. Because that's the image you'll portray. You're God, you are energized, focused, and that reality becomes your reality of experience. The mirror is perfect. Go ahead with the next part.
How can we program meals to have a specific effect that we choose?
Why program meals? Why do you think you're smart enough to have a specific effect? You're trying to control reality out of the fractal mind. You don't know enough. You can't be smart enough to figure out creation. But you want to. Sure, then go ahead. I'm not going to tell you how to figure it out. You already know by doing what you're doing, figuring it out. No matter what I said, is a portion of it's going to be tossed away, and a portion of it is going to be, okay, that's the way I'll do it, and then you'll appetite because you're giving yourself the experience. I want to know so I can, and I can figure out how to change the signatures of food. Why? You want to be an effort god, go. Not my world, baby. Let it go. Changes signatures of food. Food does what it needs to do in the moment. The body already knows. You're the one who fucks shit up. You. When it's effortless and there's no action of thought needed to project an idea of beauty in the now, no matter what the action is, no matter what you eat, no matter where you are, that's when the love is created, undistorted. Anything else is distortions. Think about it. Go ahead.
The next question is from Effie. What is the difference between a vague desire and an image visualization of it that is held back and kept at bay, and a clearer, sharper one? I feel my question comes from a space of wanting to know more about light bending. I've already watched your vids on LERM.
Okay, if you have, like, go to the Neville Goddard idea question. The desire of to be that idea, okay? Holding it back. What do you mean holding it back? What are you trying to hold back? Read that part again.
What is the difference between a vague desire...
A vague desire is one that does not have a vibration of I really want it. It's like, that's what vague desire means to us. Go ahead.
And an image visualization of it that is held back and kept at bay.
Why hold it back? Why keep it at bay?
And a clearer, sharper one.
And a clear... Effie, you just answer your own question. A clearer, sharper one is your definition of what's clear and what's sharper of that idea. Why are you trying to categorize the three ideas? What do you want, Effie? Do you not think your higher self already has what you want in mind? Where do your thoughts come from? Where? You. You, Effie. The higher you are giving you all of your thoughts. You're the one interpreting into ideas. And then the distortion perceiving mind interprets it in desires, because the desires of what I want to be is not good enough for who I am now, so I have to figure out how to bend that light into that idea. I want to bend that light to make that light better than this light now. And here's three ways to do it. A vague idea, a distorted idea, holding it back as I don't deserve it idea, or a crystal clear idea. How about no idea and be now and trust the unknown and let God, you, the higher self, give you everything. You can be a LERM idea, but LERM in and of itself. Let me ask you a question. Why haven't the ideas of LERM been all over the earth by now? The knowledge is out there because it doesn't need to be done. It's another idea of a pixie fairy idea of magic. And that's their world. They manifest out of thin air. But that's not your world. Your world is a limitation world. They're not limited. They showed us to bend light, and we know how to bend light and create things. Many different idea monks and stuff can bend light and create sandwiches. They can heat their bodies up to room temperature in idea of 30 degrees water. They can actually take the water and move the water from 30 degrees all the way up to room temperature by changing their body. Now what? Still fucking limited. You still don't love yourself. You're trying to find different things to save the person you are, Effie. What the fuck's wrong with you? Sure. Are they desirable? Yeah. You're trying to become something else, Effie? Be honest with yourself. What are you trying to do? Be honest with yourself. Ask the question, is it just a simple desire, or just a vague idea? Then it is vague, and so the answer actually really doesn't matter. But if you're looking for an answer, and you really find it valuable and important, then don't think for 1 second that you're not trying to find something else other than the you that you are. And I dare say you're God. You just don't see how godly you are because you're looking at a different self to be instead of the self that you are. Fall in love with you now, Effie. Go ahead.
Okay, we're at 60 minutes.
How many questions did we get?
15.
Is that it? Well, okay, well, let's cut it off now because we have
yeah.
only, I think we only have 25 questions.
28.
28?
So that's like almost, that's more than half.
That's more than half.
More
and
than
we
half.
have one more that we're going to add in there tomorrow, but we'll do that.
Still
Oh, hell, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We rocked it. How you doing, Tommy Jean?
Doing pretty well.
Awesome. Angel, you okay?
Yeah.
You look good, baby.
Thanks.
Life good?
Yeah.
Xander got a little sick.
Yeah.
Feeling better, though, huh?
Yeah. He is.
Yeah.
It's moving around more.
All right. Thanks again, Rita. Awesome. We'll see you on the next one. I'm going to get out of here, bring Roxy back. Love you guys. Mwah. Yeah, he did. I was like, wow. I felt like an hour, you know, after. I was like, wow, we've been here a long time. Has it really been an hour? He's going, yeah, it's been an hour. I said, doesn't have as many questions because I really don't listen to everything as we're going along, and I kind of tune into it, and then I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, only 15 questions then, instead of the usual 20 that we get. But that's all right.
Sometimes
There were
that's the
some
way
fun
it goes.
ones.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Well, he worked it out perfect. Because
Yeah.
the perfect. I love how they do that. You're so cool. Cut it out. All right, guys. Second half is on Friday. I love you all. We'll see you then. Bye for now.